Have you ever wondered if the US voting system is truly fair? At first glance, it seems simple. The candidate with most votes should win. But what if the system allows someone to become president with less than half of total support? In this video, we will discuss: is the US voting system fair? If yes, prove it. If no, what percentage of people do we need to achieve victory? Let's bring the question to my blackboard. Is the US voting system fair? Don't start thinking yet. We need to define what fair means, right? In the mathematical, fair means the minority over the majority. But what does it mean? Let's continue with 3 examples. There are 81 people, and I am using a circle to represent them. Example 1, 63 vote red, 14 blue, red win. It's a fair vote. Example 2, 41 vote red, 40 blue, red wins. It's still a fair vote because remember, a fair vote is a minority over the majority. We do not deal on differences. But what I don't want is 32 vote red, 49 vote blue, but red wins. That's an unfair vote because it means the majority is submitting to the minority. The most common reason for unfair vote are inserting fake votes, falsifying numbers, or intentionally losing votes in certain elections. It can have huge negative impact on the politics. However, in this video, we will demonstrate how to use mathematical hole in the US voting system to win an election with only 30% or less of the supporters. But we still need a little model before the final proof. Okay, imagine that they start talking about the questions. Now they have a new space and some fundings. Now they are arguing about which building to use it on. Should they build a community center or playground? Everyone decides to resolve the issue through a vote. Quick questions. What's the minimum number of people required to vote in favor of building a playground for a decision to pass if we choose direct voting? Answer. If we use normal direct voting, we need at least 41 people. Why? Remember, the minority over the majority. That means we need at least 50% of people's support. But here's the thing. For ease of management, we use an indirect voting system. Then everything changed. Now, this is our new model. What you see is an indirect voting system election version of the community vote, like the US presidential voting. Now, what's the minimum number of people required to vote in favor to building a playground for a decision to pass? Note, it's not 41. 3, 2, 1. Start from final, because it shows the playground. So let's print the final vote as blue. If we want the final result to be blue, how many group support do we need? We need 5 group support. You know why? If we want a group vote blue, how many people do we need at least? We need at least 5 people. If we want a group to vote red, how many people do we need at least to support blue? Simple. No one needed. Let's combine all 3 together. The answer is 25 or 30% of this community. That means it's unfair. Let's verify it once. .86 is smaller than 50%. That means it's unfair. See, that's possible. Wait a sec. Why can 2 fair votes cause an unfair vote? Great question. Let's see why. The reason for why can 2 fair votes cause an unfair vote is because of 2 reasons. Reason 1, remember the previous part of video? It's yes that you need at least 50%, but also 50% times 50% is 25%. Indirect voting is what causes those 2 numbers to be multiplied together. Because we only need to give each minor elections 50%, and if we don't need, just 0%. Another thing I need to clearly say, the final result is 30% of people just because there are no concept of 0.5 people or any number that is not a whole number in the entire world. In general, that means that theoretically we can achieve to 25% of people as victory. Another reason is in this model you already know what it looks like in the real. But what if you don't know which vote each member cast, but we know which group vote for which? This is what everyone thinks about who will vote which. Now let's compare together. Can you see differences? So we can clearly see that the things that shadow yellow are differences. For the first 5 rows, its data arrow is +4. Another 4, it's 0. So the total data arrow is 5 times 4 equal +20. We already know that 25 of 81 is 30%, which is unfair. But at the data arrow, it's 20 to 55%, because the arrow in that group's final result was sufficient to suggest that it was a fair vote. Therefore, the unfair vote problem can only be discovered when you combine all the perspectives in the mathematical. Now let's summarize. With the mathematical whole of indirect voting, like the US voting system, to gain the unfair advantage. To do this, we need to let 50% of the group support us and 50% of the people in those select groups support us, which just need 25 of supporters. The reason for this situation is that the vote share in both rounds of voting to exceed 50%, but the total vote to share was not required to exceed 50%, thus gaining this unfair advantage. Also 50% times 50% equal 25%. This is another key reason. Pause the video if you want to look closer. Did you get it? Have questions? Enter in comments and I will try to answer them. Now let's look at a more complex version. Now they are voting again for Ray Studio's website. Should they vote Rager.me or RayStudio.net? Because in reality, the population of the 50 states and DC in the United States are very great. That means we are not divided by 9 times 9, but 3, 6, 12, 12, 12, and 36. Now looks like this. One more thing. Of course, not only the numbers different, but we also need a difference of their weights. But what specific weights should we use? Should according to the population, or they all the same? Wait a second, is that the problem is like great compromise? Yeah, remember Mr. Austria's class? According to the population is Virginia plan, all the same is New Jersey plan. Okay, this video is not for history, so let's just continue as you know. After the calculation, this model's all 6 group weight is 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 13. Just one thing, there caused another problem. The difference in the last row directly results in everyone have completely different weights. We need to choose the group that right number as last as possible. Now you know how to make unfair vote by that mathematical whole, right? Pause the video if you want to think about it. Start from the same position. Let's think the final vote is blue. Another one we need, the slide we show is the minimum number of votes required for each of 6 groups to achieve the final vote of blue. Of course, this one to apply all 6 groups if we don't need them, because no one needs to vote blue on this way. Now we have 3 plans, just watch it. But just a note, since it's impossible for each person to have a half a vote, the minimum number of the vote wasn't reached here. If a circle are being 10 people, the plan C will get 199 people out of 810 people, or 24.5 of this community. Here is what it looks like. Let's summarize. Based on the conclusions of previous chapter, we already know how to conduct an unfair vote. However, if a number of people in each group is different, it's still feasible or worse, and also cause unfairness to voters' soul. This is how you calculate the extremity cases. Step 1. Calculate the weight of each person. Step 2. Sort the result of this group from highest to lowest, and then select the highest scoring group until the final number exceeds our target. Step 3. Calculate differences between our current score and the target, and try to drop or add groups to make that difference similar to or 0. The groups you finally select represent the most extremity cases. Remember to add up total number of people in those selected group, then multiply by 50%, round down +1, and you will get an answer. Oh, by the way, the ultimate vote for RaceStadium.net. So my new website, RaceStadium.net, is now new. You can check it out. I'll be adding all sorts of features in the future. Also include 3 meaningless games for students and teachers. Play them if you like. Let's continue. Now they are voting again, but yes, Group C follow me split to 2 halves. Take a second to explain what it is. Unlike the other 48 states that use the winner-take-all system, Maine counts the vote for each congressional district separately, then add 2 additional points based on the statewide vote. That means that in Maine, some vote can be split between different candidates, reflecting a more proportional representation. But this still does not escape the issue of unfairness, because it's essentially just splitting one group into multiple groups and then proceeding.
At AT&T, buy one iPhone 8 and get one on us. That's one for you and one for...
Thanks for sales event provided this clip. But the way to solve is actually quite simple. Remember, we just need to divide the 1C group into 2 smaller groups, and that solves the problem. And also let's review the calculation on the end of part 3. Okay, so look it. Ready? Step 1. Calculate the weight of each person. Step 2. Sort the result of this group from highest to lowest. And then select the highest scoring group until the final number exceeds our target. Step 3. Calculate the difference between our current score and the target, and try to drop or add groups that make difference small. Here, our current is 90. Till 17, we just need to drop 2 scores, so just drop A is one way. But wait, we already have discount. C1 and C2 both in, so it's 18 points, not 17. That's okay, we can just drop B. Now, the final time. Okay, 3 need 2, 6 need 4, and 12 need 7. 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 7 equals 24. So answer is 24, or 28% of this community. See how this worked? Now you are understanding, right? As a bonus, here show all models. Lastly, any question? Comment it. Now it's time to do the real US voting system. Now we are going to analyze the real situation in the United States. Are you excited? So let's get back to the question in the beginning. Is the US voting system fair? My answer to that is, it can happen unfair. And the smallest is 22.8. Here is one interesting thing. Actually, if you want to test this in reality, it's quite easy. You can simply exchange vote with someone from other state. What's your idea? Thank you for watching this video. But before you leave, try those 2 questions. Number 1. During the production of this video, I discovered that we can not only create unfair voting, we can even stack the vote. How exactly we stack the vote, so the final result is that no one wins the election. Second one. Although the US voting system seems terrible, but there is a way to solve US voting system's unfair vote problem. So how do you solve this? If you found either one's answer, make a YT video that title tag at RayStudio1130. I will respond on the first one for each question who get correct on this video's comments. Thanks for watching! If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the official RayStudio1130 and share to other person. Question or comments? Go comments now! This is Ray, and thank you for watching. See you next time!